It was an attack planned for weeks, an attack Sayfullo Saipov is apparently proud of. New York police say the suspect looks like he followed the instructions of ISIS to a T, and now he's facing a terrorism charge.
The terror suspect is accused of renting a truck, jumping a curb, and then speeding down a bike path. 8 people died, 12 were hurt. Investigators say that Saipov had pages and pages of handwritten notes in the rental truck that he used to run over people. Now, one of those notes said ISIS would endure forever.
And ISIS followers posted messages of support after yesterday's truck attack. Jihadists have lost much of the battle in places like Syria and Iraq. Remember, coalition forces retook Raqqa last month. Counterterrorism experts say the gains ISIS is making, though, are online, where they can recruit worldwide.
5 times in the past year, terrorists have used vehicles to barrel through crowds in Europe, inspired or directed by online messages from ISIS.
If you look at the proportion of people who are convicted of terrorist crimes, the proportion of those who have in some way consumed online extremist material has gone up.
Social media is the fastest way for groups like ISIS to spread messages to followers. Terrorism expert Martin Frampton says Telegram is their app of choice to circulate propaganda.
A platform like Telegram wears its refusal to work with the authorities as a badge of pride. It really doesn't do much to kind of help this fight.
Telegram has blocked dozens of ISIS-related chat groups, but ISIS continues to operate on the app's private, members-only service. Hours before last year's Christmas market attack in Berlin, ISIS was reportedly using Telegram to recruit volunteers. Experts say terrorists are adapting and thriving in the virtual world as they lose territory on the ground.
A lot of this material is first distributed amongst jihadists themselves in the undergrowth of the internet. They then carry out, if you like, virtual raids into the mainstream internet space.
Frampton says governments and tech companies must punish anyone who repeatedly accesses and spreads dangerous content.
Now, the suspect rented a truck, so our researchers looked into what it takes to actually do that. We found most companies require you to have a valid driver's license, a credit card, and you have to meet a company's age requirements. It does vary, though. Some are more strict than others. Budget Truck Rentals requires your driver's license, one other valid form of identification, and you have to be 24. U-Haul you just need your license. You have to be 18 years old and have a credit card. Home Depot, you have to be 21 and make rental payments with a credit card. But we found you can pay cash or debit. Penske requires you to be 18 and have 2 forms of identification. Enterprise makes you have a license, proof of insurance, and be 21 for most vehicles. Now, we asked all the companies what they'll do now that we're seeing more of these kinds of attacks. And at this point, we have only heard back from Penske and U-Haul. Penske says the renters' names are screened against a watch list. The company's security officials meet regularly with the FBI and law enforcement agencies about security measures. And U-Haul says it works closely with federal and local authorities and uses live verification. Quote, this program uses real-time data and customer rental history in specific algorithms, which are then coupled with impairment recognition techniques influenced by law enforcement to assist a live agent in deciding whether or not each and every potential customer should be given a key. The New York terror attack got us thinking about our own trails and walkways here in the area, too. Many of them aren't protected or enforced to prevent a vehicle attack. Is that something our Bay Area cities are thinking about now? We'll have that story for you in 25 minutes.